Hey, Realm, wanna do a video with me?
Nope. Just kidding, I will.
You're a dick.
Hello, everyone, and hey, look at that. I just hijacked the opening intro this time. This is Realm Wars the Second and Louden Styles with a not-so-Helter Skelter Rant. Take it away, buddy.
Yes, apparently that's what this is. Anyway, I know a lot of people know this person, FanficCritic.
Oh, fuck. We're ranting on FanficCritic. I guess that makes us evil, nasty BBC fanboys now, according to her logic.
Yeah, because her logic is, if you make fun of her, you're a BBC fanboy. Which is kind of funny, because last I remember, BBC has better things to do than talk about you, FanficCritic. Considering that you look like, what's that?
Oh, would that happen to be Jean Stapleton when she's in her 30s?
Exactly!
But, I don't know, I think I remember him making at least one, video to her. I mean, Black Buster Critics made a couple of, comment responses to her, but, other than that, it's like, yeah, he obviously, doesn't care that much.
Yes, and before anyone, that is FanficCritic or any one of her brown-nosing little followers come at me in Realm, let me make something perfectly clear. I have 2 videos up on my channel talking about Black Buster Critic, which those said videos have been mirrored into his Black Buster library, and even on his Ustream, he made a video about me.
Library? That sounds delicious.
So, before the whole, oh look, FanficCritic's getting made fun of by a bunch of BBC fanboys. Nope.
Yep. I'm just going to say this right here. I could care less about what he does. I mean, there are people on Skype who come to me all the time saying, oh my god, Black Buster Critic made a new video. It's like, he made another video on DLC. Don't give a shit. He made another Sonic Brain Fart. Don't give a shit. He made a video about Youngblood Fantasy. I do not give a single string of my afro about what he freaking does.
Oh, he Louden, he made a Ustream. He made a video about, he talked about you in his Ustream. Okay, and?
I know. It's like, who hasn't he, talked about in the Ustream yet? Well, obviously not me yet, but, I've yet to make videos against him. Maybe I should. Just because, it's like, hey, I hate you, Black Buster Critic. Can you make a Ustream of me now?
Anyway.
Honestly, as I don't really care that much about what Black Buster Critic does, I am not afraid to, have to defend him if I need to, and, this is one of those chances, one of those times where I really need to. Basically, if none of you have caught up with the Net Dwellers or anything, basically, if you don't know what that website is, it's basically, I like to call it a poor man's version of WingerDing. All it needs is some fellow gentleman by the name of Conjobi to fuck over its bandwidth.
I mean, it is, when you think about it, it is the poor man's version of WingerDinger. There you have FanficCritic, who's the equivalent of Random DC, and everybody that's around her basically circle jerking on her face.
Yeah, now, I'm just going to say this, not everyone from the Net Dwellers are bad, because, I see some of the people there, it's like, Firebird's okay, L Entertainment, while he has the enthusiasm of Shao the Hedgehog's new voice actor, he's okay, and the Hodge, he is okay, except for when he starts becoming that attention-craving baby that you just want to pun out your third-story window, but those guys are okay. I mainly talk about the people who do nothing but gob on FanficCritic's mayonnaise every time she makes a freaking journal.
And boy, do they ever.
Yes, like this one guy by the name of the Black Knight who recently made this one journal supposedly moaning and bitching about how people hate FanficCritic and the Net Dwellers website, and it's like, oh, these people are horrible. And the thing is, he says this might be a bit nitpicking on my end, but he's like, oh, I know all the people who are moaning and bitching about the Net Dwellers, yet he only names 2 people.
Yeah, like, how do you know all the people, yet you only can name off 2? I mean, if you knew all the people, why didn't you just call them all out? I'm just saying.
Yeah. And, you see, basically, he calls out two people, MediaSlayer.me, which, by the way, if any of you don't know, that is a trolling website off of, people who troll MediaSlayer, and according to this guy's logic, just because MediaSlayer disbanded, like, a while ago, they should no longer be trolling.
So, let's see. He has his nose so far up FanficCritic's ass, he can smell what she had 2 months ago. He has the IQ of a split peanut with the left side grounded into dust. And his name sounds like an old 1940s cartoon making fun of black people.
And I have the journal right in front of me. I might consider, linking it, linking all the things that we might talk about in here, because, Honest Reviews loves to send me this stuff to read. But by the way, Honest Reviews, you're a dick. So apparently there's this one part where he's talking about how they're making fun of Meg, who by the way is FanficCritic, but apparently, some of the things that he calls them is apparently they compare her to or call her like Hitler or something because she has a German last name.
Yeah, I don't get that either. But hey,
but it's like this: every single thing of question A will always go to question B, which is practically all of the questions you have about Media Slayer Me. Like, why are they doing this? What is their intention? Simple. They all relate back to answer B. It's a trolling website.
So why the fuck did you waste precious bandwidth to write a pointless effing journal?
No, and you see, that's not the worst part of it. I honestly would not care that much about, posts, because, it's like, we all tend to call it on trolls, and, but the problem is, this is like, I don't know how many times they talked about this group of people, and what's even worse, later on, they say that, these guys are just a joke, and people shouldn't really have to bother with them, because they're never gonna get anything. And then he puts in parentheses, well, except me, but I like calling out morons.
It don't work like that. It doesn't.
I mean,
because you're responding to trolling, and it's obvious they're trolling, but yet you're still responding. And like I said, you wasted precious bandwidth on a pointless fucking journal because you're like, why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? But it's like, because they're trolls.
Yeah, like, I have the line right here. All in all, MediaSlayer.me is a joke. They try to be insulting but fail miraculously at it. Also, their attempts to piss off the fellow net dwellers on here is in vain because no one on here seems to be giving them the time of day.
Except you!
Exactly. Well, he did put in parentheses, well, except me, but I like calling out on morons.
Okay, how are they morons if you already know they're trolls?
I know.
In any sense, you're the fucking moron because it's like you're calling out on trolls right now.
I know. And but this isn't the first time he's made, messages to MediaSlayer.me.
Wow. So, who's the dumbass here?
MediaSlayer me, because I'll say so. The next person he then talks about is obviously the Honest Reviews, mainly because he and FanficCritic have been kind of going at it a little bit. But basically, he says that, he claims that, FanficCritic is brainwashing a bunch of people, which, a lot of the stuff that I do see from FanficCritic's fans, and especially this one right here, he has a point. Like, they all think, like, mostly the exact same way she does.
Yeah. So, who's brainwashing who here?
Black Buster Critic, because he's Black Jesus, and all his fans think that.
No, like, seriously, I like how he's talking about Honest Reviews in here, saying he's brainwashing people, but it's like, I could say the very same thing about FanficCritic, and I can actually have shit to back that up. Every fucking point she has, everybody else follows her for. Yeah, man, all those people that make fun of you, they're like Black Buster Critic fanboys, man.
And no,
he hates you, man,
You want to know what the funny thing is? I still have the journal in front of me, and there is this one line right here which pretty much proves that point. From my experience with this kid, which, by the way, he's not a kid, he's, at least 17 or 18, it's quite obvious that
he's trying to call him a kid just so he can insult his intelligence, which is funny because, because like I said earlier about his IQ.
Yeah. But it goes like this. From my experience with this kid, it's quite obvious that he's a major BBC fanboy.
That line right there, millions of people are probably laughing their ass off because everybody knows Honest Reviews don't really care much for BBC either.
Well, he talks to him occasionally, and he gives me a couple of screenshots, you know, because people say, like, oh, they say he has a terrible bias towards video game consoles, and he sent me screenshots that proved otherwise.
Exactly, but I wouldn't say a major BBC fanboy. He's not gobbing on his dick like most of everybody else.
Yeah, at the least he's more of an acquaintance, more than, you know, a guy who goes up to him and says, oh my god, you're like Black Jesus, can you please heal me with your Messiah-like sonic brain farts?
Oh, Black Buster Critic, can you please help me? Please smack me in my face with your majestic e-penis or some shit like that, you know.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, this is basically a conversation with Honest Reviews and Jamie in a nutshell. Yo, sup, hey.
Yo, sup, hey, what you doing? Playing Steam. Cool, what game? TF2. Oh, that's kind of overrated. Yeah, but I still like it. Okay, cool, see ya. That's basically the fucking conversation!
Exactly, and it's like, and you know, it's like, this, you're just saying this. All because he is disagreeing with certain points about Black Buster Critic that FanficCritic is doing. But you see, here's the thing. FanficCritic is more blind than she thinks she is. I mean, that video that Hodge made is a perfect example of that. While it was a try-hard video to try to piss people off, she fell for it and didn't even, like, watch the entire video. She was like, apparently she left a comment saying every single thing that you said in this video was 100% correct.
So basically, so you want to know, and here's the problem, and now she sits there going, why does everybody call me racist? You fucking agreed to what Hodge was saying in that entire video, and he was saying the most racist, over-the-top shit.
No, you see, here's the worst part of it, though. Like, after Black Buster Critic called her out saying, like, hey, you hear that? FanficCritic thinks that I'm a nigger, which I am, and I need to be, and my entire family needs to be burned. And she's like, well, I didn't watch the entire video. As soon as I heard the first thing of that horrible vulgarity, I started thinking otherwise. That's not even a minute of the video!
Exactly! You haven't even seen the entire fucking video, so why bother leaving a comment? Oh, and this is what my grandma always said. Son, think before you act.
Could your voice get any higher, Loudon?
Sorry, I'm exceptionally annoyed and pissed off today. Because I had to deal with stupid today in the likes of Korshaw, and then this stupid shit came to my head, and, oh yeah, NMC just got a flag on their video, which, let's be real here, it's that FanficCritic video, and I can name off a bunch of people who probably did that.
Yeah, in fact, you know, FanficCritic's not going to probably believe me when I say, you know, the bias on his view on consoles isn't all that horrible. But I got this screenshot right here from the man himself. Let me try my best black man impersonation. Loudon, you might be scared when I do this. It doesn't matter when. Okay, it kind of turned to a Jamaican accent, but okay. It doesn't matter to me whether people game on consoles or not. I just want everyone to be aware of the things that the companies do that are cheating them and why it shouldn't be supported. We can see how things have gotten worse over the course of this generation, and that is not the end of it. Just look at the Xbox 360, charging for multiplayer and features that Microsoft has nothing to do with, increasing the charge later on, and now the console itself has a monthly/yearly plan. This is getting maniacal.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it's like Honest Reviews did ask him, what do you think of people, you know, about consoles and stuff like that? And he's like, I don't care if you game on console or PC. So obviously it's not that bad. And you know something? I see this more as a preference. We all have our preferences. For example, I prefer to bone comics over usually other comics. Loudon, don't you have like a preference when it comes to like webcomics or something?
I prefer VG Cats over... Well, actually, I prefer VG Cats than any other comic that that's a pretty good, that has comedy to it. I can't really get into a serious, dramatic comic.
Yeah, like, so VG Cats and Homestuck.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so, like, that's our preferences. Yeah, apparently Black Buster Critic can't have one, otherwise, like, oh, you're biased. Like, it's not like the bias is horrible either. I mean, he said in other videos before that he does like the Wii, so obviously it's not a bias that affects his opinions drastically on other things. Like, if he
he likes shit for casual gamers, anyway.
Yeah, but, but, you see, it's like, if the bias was incredibly horrible, it would be like, PC's amazing, and then if someone were to bring up something like console, they'd be like, oh, fuck the consoles, those are horrible, and say like every single game on a console is terrible, and yet it's amazing on a PC. He doesn't do that as far as I'm concerned.
No, he doesn't, last I checked.
Yeah.
But the fucking thing, the entire thing is, how can you talk about Black Buster Critic can't have an opinion, but yet you're just as... the simplest thing is this. You call everybody that calls her out. Meg and everybody calls everyone out and say they're horrible, yet they do horrible and asinine shit.
Like, for example, apparently Honest Reviews told me this a little bit, because, apparently after a couple of comments that, he's been leaving for Meg to try to take a look at, and obviously her being oblivious towards, you know, reasonable arguments, just because, he's not being nice and constructive, But, you see, it's, apparently, the admins, some of the admins and the moderators were thinking about kicking him off that website just because of the things he's saying to their precious leader.
Which is dumb.
I know. I mean, it's
like,
here's the thing too. It's like in that journal that I just read, the Black Knight was constantly talking about, oh, opinions are opinions and all that. These are just our opinions.
Yet, yet Honest Reviews can't have an opinion. You favoritist cunt.
Yeah, like, no one can say anything against FanficCritic without being falsely labeled as either a troll or a Black Buster Critic fanboy. So, yeah.
Or just, no one can make a video about FanficCritic without it being fucking flagged for the dumbest shit.
Yeah, so who is the one that doesn't respect opinions here?
Exactly, and you know what? I'm gonna say this right now. I can kind of see why Meg is called Hitler, because your fucking fan base is like the Third fucking Reich.
Oh, God.
I went there. I mean, come on, dude. This is like, I mean, no one can say a word about FanficCritic, but yet you can say something. I'm sorry, but I didn't know the Third Reich came back.
Yeah, but you see, and you know, I'm not gonna, and people are gonna go like, oh, well, that's just an assumption. No, because you see, it would be too much of a coincidence to be so. Mainly because, let's see, No More Commentaries makes that video. Meg puts up a DA journal about how they called him out, and then a couple of days later, that video gets flagged. Coincidence? I think not.
And here's an even better coincidence. The moment this video gets put up, FanficCritic's gonna make a DeviantArt about it, and maybe this video is gonna get flagged.
Hopefully Black Buster Critic can mirror it by that time and put it in his library.
Yeah. And I can already see it now. Yeah, this Loud Styles is kind of a hypocrite. At one minute he's talking mad shit about me, now he's actually defending me. Lol, what the fuck is this, you know?
And that Realm Wars guy looks like Mega Man anyway. But, yeah, yeah. And, one of the other problems with, like, FanficCritic is, like, some of the things she complains about, BBC for being. She complains about him for being, one, biased, which is funny considering every single anti-BBC video, I see her leeching off somewhere in the comment section saying, oh my god, you speak the truth.
And honestly, it's not, and 9 times out of 10, it's not them speaking the truth. It's mostly them just saying shit just to say shit.
Yeah, saying
kind of like how my last 2 videos were. I was saying shit just to say shit and to get the fucking views. I'm not gonna lie, I did.
Yeah, and then of course there's the idea that she said, oh, well, he's also mean and treats everyone terribly. Yeah, you treat Honest Reviews terribly just because he doesn't agree with you, saying, oh, we're gonna kick you off the site because you keep antagonizing the net dwellers.
When in actuality he doesn't. He's just fucking he just have a difference of opinion of them, and he actually isn't a fucking follower like everybody else. I mean, seriously, out of half of the freaking leeches that is net dwellers, Honest Reviews and a few others are probably the only ones that can, like, stand up and say, I don't agree with this, and you have a problem with it. Yet you claim Black Buster Critic as a dick and an asshole to everybody else. You're a fucking cunt to anybody that doesn't agree with you, so how are you going to talk?
Yeah, no, you see, it's not just this. Apparently, there's a bit of a favoritism going on in here, considering L Entertainment left a comment explaining his issues on it, yet they gladly accepted him because he was nice and civil about his disagreements.
Oh, fuck you.
Yeah, it's
seriously, this is kind of like Wingerdinger now. It really is.
Yeah, it's like Honest Reviews was basically saying the same thing as L Entertainment was, just, not sugarcoating everything. Like, why is it that they need everything sugarcoated?
Why do you need everything sugar? I mean, why the fuck do you need everything sugarcoated? Oh yeah, I know, because you can't handle the goddamn truth. The basic raw truth is this: you're all a bunch of brainwashed morons.
Yeah, if you
Not
see,
all of you, but half of fucking net dwellers are a bunch of brainwashed morons that leeches off Meg's nipples because, because let's be real here, tits are GTFO. That's all I gotta say. Tits are GTFO. You fucking only leeching her because one, she's a chick and maybe I can get into her e-panties if I agree with her more.
She's not that hot. Kidding.
You're forgetting. This is the internet, and 9 times out of 10, most prepubescent antisocial kids will fuck anything with a heartbeat.
But it's also like this. These aren't just, regular members of a website that are joining here. This is coming from a website leader and a couple of the admins of the website. That's a scary thought if you can't even trust the admins.
Exactly. If you can't even trust the admins on the site, you're basically screwed. And you might as well just leave the site and be like, yeah, this site's gay for so many reasons, mostly because of the fact that FanficCritic is an oblivious, brain-dead moron, and half the admins are just her parasitic leeches that are like sucking off her dick because they want her so badly.
Exactly. It's pretty much them in a nutshell. It's like, we can defend FanficCritic here. And you see, another one of the things that she supposedly complains about is like this one thing, a bit of an irony, which she responded to the Honest Reviews with by saying, don't even bother with the Honest Reviews. He's made it quite clear that he's not going to listen to anyone anymore.
Don't you do the same thing?
I think so.
You don't listen to anybody that's not kissing your ass. Let's be real here.
Yeah, and then there's this one really long thing that she decided to post here. And no, this isn't dramatic reading. This is just something I'm putting here because, we need stuff like this. Pictures or it never happened. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, it's like, okay, since we made the Gene Staple joke, I obviously need to do it like this. Okay, Archie, Michael. You need to be set straight. I have spoken to BBC one-on-one, and he is ignorant, cocky, and full of himself.
Apparently she hasn't realized that BBC only does it to be an asshole.
Exactly, and it's like, and the funny thing is, I love how FanficCritic and all the people who kiss her ass are like, they treat BBC as every little thing he does, he actually takes it seriously, like he's serious about all of it.
When in actuality, he's not. He only does it just to get a rise out of people.
Yeah, I know.
Because he is the equivalent of an asshole on the internet. Black Buster Critic is the definite example of a asshole on the internet.
And then it continues with, he asked me in a private message to give him criticism. Asked me! I did, he asked, and he threw it back in my face.
I got nothing.
Well, honestly, even if you ask them, that doesn't, help the fact that, your journal still sucks. You see, this is apparently according to her logic. One of the journals that she wrote, she was like, okay, I may have been wrong about it, but Black Buster Critic should still listen to the criticism within it. It's like, you disowned your own journal. Why should we listen to it if even you disowned it?
Exactly! What fucking sense does that make? Oh, this video is really bad, but you should still look at it. No! Why the fuck do I need to look at a video you basically said was wrong? That makes no sense.
That makes about as much sense as X being a pacifist yet still giving him a gun.
Exactly. Like, what the fuck? Like, okay. Does she have a mental problem?
If by a giant freaking ego that is larger than any continent on the earth, then yeah, I think that can be considered a mental disorder.
Wow. So you're basically saying that her ego is so fucking big it overlaps her brain.
Yeah, hence why it barely has any room to actually make itself room.
Yeah,
that's why.
And you know what? I hate to say it, but FanficCritic is the main reason why I think women have no hope for the future.
Irony considering Danny's helping us record.
Hey, she's one of the good ones.
You're just saying that because she has champagne nipples and she gives them TV.
I actually am, so fuck you!
Anyway, continuing on. What I am right or wrong about him, whether I am right or wrong about him in some aspects, I am right when it comes to the fact that he can't take criticism and the fact that he is cocky and ignorant. Okay, you see, here's the thing. He takes some criticism. He doesn't take stupidity.
Exactly!
He
can take criticism. He can just tell which when someone's actually being reasonable and when someone's being dumb.
And, you, FanficCritic, you're the person being incredibly dumb.
Exactly, and I find it funny how you say, he also is full of himself. You're fucking full of yourself, too.
Yeah, like right here, you're saying that the fact in the act is that he can't take criticism. Like, you're stating that as like, oh, you know this as 110% actual truth. Saying,
yeah, this is coming from the same girl that can't take what honest reviews is saying to her and actually six fans to go flag videos down. Yeah, I'm making that claim. I think FanficCritic flagged that video down with help.
Yeah, and not to mention, it's like this has also come from the person who constantly claims that she holds the truth of Black Buster Critic. Gee, that's not full of yourself.
Exactly, and you really don't have a truth to Black Buster Critic. You're just saying shit because for some odd reason you don't like the guy.
And now, time for some irony here. Now, if he can't accept the fact that not everyone is going to like the guy, then that's your own problem. I could say that to most of your fanboys who defend your ass from people who don't like you, like Black Knight. Oh, not everyone's going to like FanficCritic. Well, guess what? That's their problem.
Exactly.
They still rage.
That's their fucking problem if they don't like FanficCritic. What you do not do is fucking try to shove her down people's throats like a brainwashed retard. And that's what you are. That's what most of FanficCritic's fans are. A bunch of brainwashed retards. Wow. You know what? I just realized it. I realized something.
Yeah?
FanficCritic and Black Buster Critic have something in common. Not because they have critic in their name. But they have a legion of brain-dead fanboys.
Oh, fuck, son.
Frankly, I am getting sick and tired of your attitude and ungratefulness, Michael. I don't think you realize how many times I have stuck my neck out for you.
When have you ever done that?
Well, apparently she explains, like, later on in this thing, like, all the things that she's done, like,
Arthur J. Fudge originally wanted to fire you from Media Slayer Productions existed, but I told her to give you a chance. I welcomed you to this site with open arms.
And now you're trying to kick him out with a big-ass boot.
Exactly. And you know what? I'm going to say something right now. Stifle it, will you eat it?
It's like, stay with me, baby. And it's like, what? Hind legs? GTFO.
I defended defended you against the Operation Anime guy on YouTube who kept on harassing you. Heck, I still watched your commentaries even though I didn't always agree with you and defended you from the people you commentated on.
Oh, that's blind loyalty.
Oh, yeah. Well, at least we know where her fanboys and fangirls get it from.
Yes, exactly. But here's the problem. I think here's the problem, though. He didn't ask for your fucking blind loyalty.
I know, like, he wasn't, like, standing there in the middle of a corner going, homeless for, like, 15 years. I wish someone would love me.
No, he didn't do that. He just went on with it. He just went on with this shit and did not care whether you were defending him or not. He didn't fucking need you defending him. He didn't need any of that shit. He could have defended himself. And I think that's the biggest thing between those two. He don't need your fucking help. You need people's help.
Even though...
Yeah, and also it's like you defend him even though you didn't always agree with him. Like, wait, what?
Wait, so... You didn't have the testicular fortitude. Yeah, I know you're a chick and all, but come on. You didn't have it enough in you to actually say, I disagree with this.
No, you instead always defended him no matter what you did, what he did.
That's dumb.
Exactly. But, apparently she has a way to justify this logic, and I gotta say, I just gotta ask, why the fuck is she shoving, like, a retard Sonic Recolor morality down her throat here? But,
even though I didn't always agree with you, I still supported you as my friend. That's what true friends do!
No, the fuck they don't! Fuck you and your fucked up logic. That's a lie, and you know it. If you was anything of a true fucking friend, you would tell him what was wrong and what he could have done. No, let me point something out. If your friend has a fucking problem, you don't just hide it. That's not being a friend. A real friend would fucking be like, hey, yeah, that shit you just pulled, don't ever do that again. Don't do that, because it's dumb.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of which, Loudon, thank you for calling me out on Twilight's T-Rex arms.
Oh, you're welcome, Realm.
See, I make jokes about that now. See, that's what it's turned into.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
what have you done in return? Run off to the BBC and tattle to him about an article I wrote just because you don't see eye to eye with me in regards to BBC.
And what do? Because Honest Reviews doesn't see eye to eye to you. Simple. You get admins and talk about how you want to kick him from the site.
Yeah. Like, so Honest Reviews, who basically had the right idea, did not agree with what you wrote, went and be like, okay, hey, you need to see this shit. But yeah, you could do the same fucking thing whenever he ever made a video. You can't go to him and you can't go to Honest Reviews himself and say, oh, I kind of didn't like that video you did. Yeah, you're not a true friend. You're just an oblivious moron that wants to fucking try to make yourself out as the victim. When in actuality, you're freaking brain dead. You really are.
I think it would just, be pointing out the obvious between Michael and Meg by saying, I believe I know who has the balls in this relation.
I can definitely see who has the brains in this organization.
Sure, you claim that you did it because I fucked up. You claim that you did it because you are my friend and that you have tried to help. I have news for you. True friends don't do things like that. They support each other no matter how wrong they may be.
Shut up, Edith! Fuck, what do you know about friends? Your only friend is a fucking mop and that dildo you hide in your drawer.
Oh, come on, Archie. Why can't you be fair with me like
that? Anyway. Oh, God. Okay, no. But seriously, that whole true friends don't do that. What would you know about true friends?
And not only
really, what would you know about what a true friend does?
No, this is where all credibility is lost. It's like, true friends don't do this. It's like, he's some guy over the internet. How does this make you feel? How does this make you look by saying, true friends don't do this to some guy over the internet?
Exactly.
It's like, it doesn't really, make you look all that amazing. It's just, it makes you look like a moron. You might as well be screaming to your wall, this is what true friends do!
I mean, I'm gonna be honest here. Just listen to that statement now. It just screams, "Forever alone!" I have no friends outside of my computerized walls. All I have are my drawings, my imaginations, and my parents.
Oh,
You get
God.
time for dinner? Fuck you, Mom!
Yes.
I'm alone!
Well, except with my fans who have, like, shrines in their closet dedicated to me.
Especially Black Knight, who basically has who basically printed off a picture of her face and has a shrine to it, and every night he goes into the closet and all you hear is,
Yeah, and he has like
I'm a Meg!
he has a Meg doll dressed up as Catwoman. So okay, continue with this.
So yes, Archie, Michael, I do understand why you are leaving this site. I think you've made yourself quite clear. So go on and leave. No one is stopping you. Get out of here, old Yella.
In the immortal words of the late Vincent Price, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
And that's basically Honest Reviews in a nutshell. Every time she makes a response to it.
Go on! Leave! Did she really write that?
Yeah, she really did write that.
What is this, some cheesy 1970s movie?
No, she's reading the script to Old Yeller.
Oh, apparently.
So,
No, not Old Yeller, Air Bud. Get out of here! I don't need you anymore!
No, but you see, here's the funny thing. I welcomed you to the site with open arms, so go on and leave. No one is stopping you.
Oh, okay.
It's like, welcome with open arms. Kicking him out the door.
With a big-ass boot. That makes total sense.
Yeah. One of these things is not like the other thing. So, I believe this is all I really have to say about this. Dude, your thoughts?
I pretty much said all I needed to say through the course of this entire video. Meg is an oblivious moron, and half of the admins that follow her blindly are just as dumb. I mean, you went from being quote-unquote friends with Honest Reviews, but you followed him blindly. And the ironic part is you have a bunch of people following you blindly. You have people who follow you, and when you do stupid shit, they don't say anything about it. Are you fucking kidding me? Now, I'm not even going to bring up that whole friend shit, because it's like, yeah, it's the goddamn internet. But it's like this. If he was anything of, he actually cared, you would have said something. You wouldn't just left it there and been like to yourself, I don't agree with what he says, but I'm not going to say a word, and I'm just going to keep following him. No, that shit don't work like that.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ, Tay has had more epic friendship speeches.
I mean, the entire thing is dumb, and Black Knight's journal was freaking retarded, and it just shows, and it basically shows the hypocrisy, the ignorance, and the brainwashing that is FanficCritic and her fans. Because let's be real here. The majority of most of FanficCritic's fans are brainwashed, and it's fucking proven that they are. They fucking have the same logic as her. They do the same asinine shit that she does. And then they have this same overinflated fucking ego, smug fagness to the 100% margin, and then they have the balls to actually say that, oh, my Honest Reviews brainwashes people. No, he's not brainwashing people. He's basically telling it like it is, and anybody else that has a fucking brain and realizes this shit and can see it clearly, they agree because they can see it for themselves and how freaking stupid it is.
Well, I don't know. I don't think I can call that guy Black Knight anymore. I find that to be false advertisement. Can we just call him a White Knight? Considering that's basically what he is.
Let's call him a White Knight.
Yeah, that's basically what he is. Yeah, you're not going to trick me with that false advertisement, you false black son of a bitch.
Yes, I'm making the accusations right now. it was either FanficCritic or one of her, or Black Knight or anyone else that, blindly follows Meg, they freaking false flagged that video from an MC. Saying it right now. It's obvious.
Alright, so, I guess this is all we really have to talk about. We went on for quite a bit, and I think we've had a couple of golden moments here. We had a lot of fun with this.
Yes, we did.
Alright, so, this would be Realm Wars the Second.
This would be Louden Styles.
And, ladies and gentlemen, get the fuck off my channel!